actively searching now for land to build like this really cool like PokeRev like HQ type deal, where it'll be like it's definitely Mr. Beast inspired.
Going on, guys? Welcome back, or welcome to the PokeRadar podcast. This is episode 1 of the newly revitalized, the resurgence, I don't know what you want to call it, but the PokeRadar podcast is back, and I'm excited to say that I have a returning guest on this is the third time actually. It doesn't really need an introduction, but we'll talk a little bit about you, I'm sure. We have PokeRev. Nick, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? I'm glad to be back on the new revamped version of the podcast, man. You look good, dude. The beard's growing in thicker than last time. You know, the camera's looking crispy.
Thank you. I've upgraded the setup to make sure I do this right this time. You know, I've always been, you know me, I'm so inconsistent in doing all these different things, but I am locked in, ready to do this. So happy to be back, man. Like I have missed this part of my life more than anything, doing the podcast. It not only like served the community, I think, but it served me in a way that just like made my life better. So super pumped to be back.
Yeah, dude. Made my life better too, because I'd be working and listening to the podcast. So I know I kept bugging you. I'm like, dude, like I'm calling you up. I'm like, when's the podcast coming back? Like I heard rumors that it's going to be starting up again. Like you got to keep me in the loop.
And well, graciously, I texted you yesterday and you're like, yeah, man, I'm available tomorrow. So
I wanted to get this thing going, man.
I love it,
Do
man. I
whatever
really
it takes.
appreciate it. Really appreciate it. You know,
100%.
we've, you know, we'll definitely touch on the past, you know, of course, this being a collectibles podcast, it's all about nostalgia, but I do want to dive in a lot about what's going on now. I mean, this is kind of a great way to start off. I can do like a where are they now type start to this podcast, because again, I had you on 2 previous times, and I've got some data points here that I want to bring up. The first time was December 13th of 2019. That was like 10 days after you started your YouTube channel, or restarted it because you lost your old one, and you had 2,400 subscribers.
Dude, that's crazy.
And then a year later, I had you on for the second time, and you were at 175,000 subscribers a year later. And now we're here a year and a half after that, and you're at 2.11 million subscribers, which is just absurd. Well, to be fair, and like, again, if you guys go back and watch, I watched the last 2 episodes yesterday with me and you talking.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no doubt in my mind, in your mind, that you were going to get to where you're at today. I mean, I think I titled the last episode as like the inevitable rise to the #1 PokeTuber.
You did.
And here
I
you
remember
are.
that. Yeah.
You are, right? You're the #1 Pokemon YouTuber view wise. Maybe not subscribers yet, but view wise, you've got to be up there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, I would say, like, yeah, views have been like a roller coaster, but yeah, I think like just between like the combination of like the subs that watch the videos and like all the different kind of content, the streams, the shorts, you just like package that all together, and then it's kind of just helped a lot with the views and everything like that. So, yeah, it's been a roller coaster though, because we've been like this, and then we're like this, and then we're like that. Now we're like this. Hopefully, we're gonna be like that again. But I'm here for the ride, dude. From the beginning, like I'm here for the ride.
You're on a downtrend right now. Is that what's happening?
Well, yeah, yeah. No, well, it's like, dude, it's like a roller coaster because everybody's on a downtrend right now, like a pretty hard downtrend. But I think it's a lot of different things have to do with it. So it's not it's definitely not just me. You can look across the board at pretty much everybody that's Pokemon content right now. We're kind of just like we were like I would say November, December, January. I don't know I don't know what was going on, but like it was just massive, like the craziest amount of people watching content. Like, and it wasn't just me too. It was literally everybody. You like look at everybody's
Right.
stats from then. We were like just crushing it. And then I guess it's just trends, dude. Like they're just people coming and going. And I think actually a lot of it is those people that came in like end of 2020 and 2021. And I think a lot of them kind of like left the hobby. So I was
Mm.
trying to figure it out, and I really feel like there's like a big just like exodus of people that came in during that time. Um,
Yeah.
but it's still like this is 20 like end of 2019. It's still like here like way higher obviously like in terms of like
Right.
people that are engaged in the hobby right now, but you had to come down at some point from all those people that like joined in like dude everybody was jumping into
Yeah.
Pokemon cards, man.
Yeah. I mean, you were at like, we're going to talk a lot about kind of your growth and your changes through your YouTube career here, because you're a content creator now. You're not a collector anymore. I mean, you're all these things, but like the headline is content creator. And during that buzz period, you were busting out the lives. That's what you kind of, I think, really took you to the next level, was doing these member openings of 5,000 packs,
Yeah.
doing all the vintage breaks. You had Ms. Kiff like streaming your stream on Twitch. You were with, Gary, name dropping, whatever, Gary V, all these people were interested in you. So your timing, your all that effort you put in just kind of collapsed together at a perfect moment for your YouTube to really kind of blow up at that time. Because I mean, again, you were at 100 some thousand, and I remember when you hit like 250 or something, it just like zoomed to 1 million.
Yeah.
And it's kind of been that way consistently now. And all the YouTube, I mean, Pokemon's like a trending piece of YouTube now. It's not just like this small community of viewers and creators. It's a trending, very highly viewed part of YouTube at this point. So you're not
Yep.
just a Pokemon guy anymore. You're a legit YouTuber doing this full time. It's taking over your life. Like, what has been the most, I guess, memorable moments up till now? Whether it's that kind of boost in followers or just personal enjoyment out of it. What's been those most memorable 2 or 3 moments?
Yeah, I think like for me, the grind and everything, like I said earlier, like I'm here for the ride. The whole ride for me is just like it's just the journey. Like I know kind of it's like everybody says that like, oh, the journey, but like I truly like I remember the early days. I feel like it's weird because I'm so nostalgic obviously about like Pokemon growing up, and like obviously you are and everybody else is, but like I've become more nostalgic to like my earlier days on YouTube when I'm just kind of like I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just like I'm gonna open up this and I'm just gonna have fun, and I don't know what I'm like what's gonna happen. I'm enjoying myself, and like the early days of doing that is honestly like stuff that I really remember, and I'm just sitting there like I don't know what I'm doing, and I hope people enjoy this, but like I know this is where I want to be, and I'm just gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna keep going. Like, and if it doesn't work out, and people like think it's weird or whatever, or they're just not feeling it, then I'm like, hey, you know what? At least I'm having fun. But like one moment in particular, I guess would probably be maybe hitting 1 million subscribers, right? Like that was just like a really crazy moment that it's like, wow, all the, hours of trying to craft these really fun videos and like everything kind of like just, I don't know, that hitting that milestone there was like a crazy feeling. And yeah, ever since then I was like, wow, this has been so cool. I can literally, this is what I've like, I never thought like as a kid I could like make videos opening Pokemon cards at like 30 years old, but I'm living my best life and I'm loving it, dude. And it's like, and that like that milestone was like, wow, okay, like this is where I am, and this is what I hope to be doing for as long as I can. And yeah, so
I mean, it sounds like you still have like imposter syndrome. Like, this isn't real. It's going to end tomorrow. You're still living like that, which I mean, I think a lot of people do, but at your level now, I mean, I'm glad you're like that. Like the fact that you
Yeah,
haven't relaxed and you continue to innovate, and I mean, you've been doing a video every day for 3 years,
pretty much.
right?
Yeah,
Pretty
pretty
much.
much.
Like, it's funny. Again, looking back at those podcasts, there was a moment where you had two goals in mind when you started this YouTube channel. The first one was to escape your 9 to 5, which I don't think you really ever did. You ever have a traditional 9 to 5? You said you were a barber at one point. You've always been a hustler, kind of doing
Yeah.
the Amazon game and stuff like that. But you wanted to escape your 9 to 5, which I think you've done. But you're now working 8 to 8 because of all the
Yeah.
content you
Pretty
make.
much. That's what everybody always says, and then they just end up working way more. But
Yeah, and
at least
then
doing what
and
you
then
want, though.
yeah, and then your second goal, which was really cool, is, and you just mentioned, is relive your childhood and like share that with the world. So do you
Yeah.
feel like you've accomplished that, reliving your childhood? Because, again, to touch on the past, we go back to like 2019, 2018, doing our Instagram deals and all that. But you were reliving your childhood in a great way back then, opening up hundreds, tens, hundreds of Watsy boxes,
Yeah.
whether it was privately or on Instagram or whatever, for yourself. So is this like a different, how does this feel compared to that?
Oh, it's completely different. Yeah. Like you were saying earlier, like, oh, you're a content creator now. Like, you're not a collector anymore, dude. Like, there is some, like, there really is some truth to that because, like, you do things in content that you wouldn't necessarily do as a collector for yourself. But the difference is when I was doing that stuff on Instagram and I was opening up like Wizard of the Coast boxes, I could do it then and not have it in videos because it was like, a bot, like a base box was like $800 or something. And it's like, yeah, it's expensive. Obviously, it's a lot of money, but like the base box is what, like 12, 14 grand or something now. And it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
You
But
were, you were paying like 30, 40 at one point.
yeah, oh yeah, like 2021 or something. That's when it peaked. That
Yeah.
was crazy. But now it's like you kind of it's a completely different vibe, experience, and just overall feeling. Because now it's like, yeah, I'm nostalgic for those Instagram days. It's literally just sitting in my room or in my other office and watching the old Pokemon anime and sitting there and opening up like, I don't know, like a Neo box or something, which now is crazy. Back then it was kind of
Yeah.
crazy, but not nowhere near as crazy.
Yeah.
And just kind of chilling and just like, dang, like I was just like sitting there like my feet back, like just like opening packs, dude, and just having fun, like just on my own, nobody's watching or anything. But you know, with YouTube now, it's like to open things, like if I'm going to sit and I'm going to complete a binder of Paldea Bob by opening packs, like you better guess I'm going to be streaming that because you need to have people obviously like people watching. It's like the fun of that is a whole different
Mm-hmm.
experience when you can have like thousands of people sitting there watching you, like open it like an event and everybody is having fun and hanging out. But also at the same time, it's like it obviously helps with the financial part of that because if you're
Yeah.
sitting there opening thousands of packs, like you're not gonna be doing that too long if it's just you sitting there just doing it for fun. Like obviously it's just not sustainable. This helps make it sustainable, but this also helps bring it to the masses and it helps people have fun and enjoy it and maybe inspire other people to collect and do certain things and just be involved with the hobby. But yeah, it's completely different. It was different in 2016 vibe. 2017 vibe was different. Like every year has been a completely different vibe, really. And it's kind of like, I mean, you just have to adapt. You grow and you adapt to the
Yeah.
changing, like, differences in the hobby and stuff. And that's what I've been trying to do is just keep adapting and keep, as long as I'm still having fun though, like as
Yeah.
soon as I'm just like not having fun, then like, yeah, but I don't see that happening. At least
No, I don't
Pokemon's
either.
making new sets every year or more than every
Yeah.
year, obviously.
And just like watching you, I mean, I still watch your videos, maybe not the whole thing because there's
Yeah.
20 minutes. It's a lot.
I
I mean,
know.
this is going to be like 2 hours. So who's gonna, but, but like, I can still see it in your face. I can see it in your reactions, that you are still genuinely loving doing this.
Yeah.
And, um, you've, like you said, you've adapted to every different era of Pokemon here. I mean, your business, and a lot of people don't know this probably at this point based off of the sheer numbers of subscribers you have, but you started with a Pokemon business. Like you were opening packs, you know, like you said, on your own or on Instagram, but you were doing it because you could make money off of it. You were opening, grading, doing that to make money. You were selling on eBay, essentially selling privately. Um, so now that I mean, you still have that in you. You still have that business dog in you with your mystery packs, but you know, it's evolved so much. Like, is that even a consideration for you at this point for your financial life, like these mystery packs, or is it just a fun thing to give to your community while your ads, your whatever, are supporting your habit now, your
Yeah.
life?
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about it was like when I got back into opening packs and opening cards, I first looked at it as like, okay, like I can open a base set box of Pokemon cards and like get all these cards that I didn't get as a kid because I never pulled the Charizard, and I was like, dude, I got to pull one. So I was like 26 and I finally pulled it. But you know, on the financial side of things, I was, you know, doing other things to make money, and that was like a little extra. Obviously, like a lot of people start like that, it's extra money, but then you end up
Mm-hmm.
using that money to buy more stuff for your collection, and you know, we've all been there. It's like said and done a million times, but you know, you take the money and you buy the stuff that you want, you keep the stuff you want, you sell the stuff you don't want. But yeah,
Right.
so that was kind of what it was for me. Um, but yeah, so with like how things are now, um, you know, things change over the years that motivate you to do different things. And for me, the motivation nowadays just comes from honestly like being able to do what I love and make the content. And it's not like money driven, I guess you could say, like, because if it was just that, then I would just be so bored with everything. Like I'm
Right.
motivated by like making like content, making having people like, you know, comment on videos, say, oh, I really like this, or oh, this was fun, this made my day. Like hanging out with other collectors and stuff. And like that's the thing. If I wanted to, I could just like not even do the poker packs, not even doing that stuff, and just make videos and go around to different conventions and stuff, and just like be more in on like the hobby collector side of things, which I was from like 16, 17, 2018, and 2019, like super in that. But then I had to obviously prioritize to more of like the content side of things.
Right.
But yeah, I could drop all the poker packs and all that stuff and just, you know, keep it more simple. But yeah, they definitely are a cool way for people to be able to open all packs from all different, you know, eras and generations and all kinds of stuff. Obviously they're a risk. I always tell people like it's a risk for everything, but I like
Right.
to say at least when you're grabbing them from me, you know that I'm 100% transparent.
Yeah.
I take like everything comes straight from booster boxes, like the old like base box. If I'm putting base set packs, I'm literally taking a whole base set box and putting all the packs in. If we're putting a gym
Yeah.
challenge box, I'm putting all the packs in. Like it's that kind of deal. Black and white era, we put in like 20, I think like 25 boxes of black and white. No, not 25, like
Jeez.
20, like 20.
Oh, sorry. Not 25. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. But the whole boxes, all of them going in,
Yeah.
and because like that's what it, like when I
No, it's
started,
fun. Like,
I was scammed like more times than I could count, like in
yeah.
different ways. Like, and the biggest time I ever got scammed was on a first edition base set box for like 10, 12 grand, and
Yeah.
that was like
That's a story I love
that's like
talking to about. Like,
yeah, that's the
and
scam box.
it's right, and because it was like you know, it saved me essentially because that was my first goal, like my only goal. I was on the prowl to get one of those early on, and I would have done anything to get it, and I
Yeah.
just wasn't thinking straight. So I easily could have got scammed. They inevitably it got out of reach for me to afford, but like if I didn't like hear about that story, talk to you about it, I probably would have ended up buying one, just getting too excited about it, not even checking it, and who knows what
Dude,
would have
yeah,
happened.
and I was so desperate to tell people like because it happened like multiple times, and a lot of people don't know I was actually scamming on first ed base box more than once, but
Yeah.
I've only mentioned the one time on like the videos and stuff because I had the box. Um, but it's it's like that thing when people say that song is like, "Who hurt you?" or like something inside of me just like, and that's what happened. That happened, and I'm like, nah, like that's not how the community's gonna be, and like I made it my mission to like just make sure to help people figure out like how to avoid scams. I used to do all videos on that a lot. and I brought that to content of like, hey, like watch out for these scams and different boxes and stuff. But then it also got me like, okay, like how can we do something where it's like 100% transparent, and like not just that, but all the crazy mystery boxes that are out there. Like I'm not gonna name any companies, you know what I'm saying? Little M&M, a little M. You know, like I'm not gonna say exactly who the companies are, but there's like companies out there that'll do these mystery things and they'll throw them in like retailers, and they don't know any better. Like Walmart and Target, they have like their, you know, their big like corporation and
it
all
sells,
higher ups,
so they're okay with it.
like, oh, it looks cool, sparkling packaging, let's put it on the shelves. But I'm like, okay, like if I'm gonna do something, it's got to be like 100% transparent. It's got to be the 100% everywhere, like across the board. And I feel like I did that, and I tried to make it as good as I possibly could. And so, but yeah, I don't even know where we're at now at this point.
No, that's it's a great like it's amazing that you can do that. I mean, so few people are able to provide that type of variety, and it helps out a lot of people who are just getting into it to get a nice like variation of different packs. Because when I started, I mean, I think we had the same story of both stopping at the gym sets as a kid, and we just skipped over Neo, we skipped over E-Series and everything. And as you get reintroduced to Pokemon, there's so many different new sets and different cards to collect that we just weren't available to us. So the fact that you can kind of spread the love on all these different eras for people to discover something new, or you know, just change it up a little bit, I think is great. And it's affordable. Like, you have a great price point for it. If you're losing on it, it's minimal. If you're winning on it, it's big. It's nice. You know, it's a good way to do it. And like you said, transparency is the number one thing with those types of products, and people know what they're getting. So I think you
it's like you could have like these crazy price point mystery box and like a golden thing, and like a light pops up when you open up all this stuff. Like, I'm just gonna try to keep it as cheap as inexpensive as I can, and like just think in my head, okay, worst case scenario, you know, like the worst case scenario, like try to make sure that it's not terrible, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, you take the risk, and if you don't get you know, if you don't do great, you don't do bad. Sometimes you do in the middle, sometimes you do great, but it's not like you're gonna buy one and you're like, oh, I lost like $200 on this. So I was like, nah, I can't do that stuff, man. That's not.
I see it too close to home at this point. Thankfully, I keep my hands out of it. I'm not going to mention any, but I see it. So, but you know, again, evolving this business and growing all these different facets for you has created so many opportunities for people around you. I mean, I don't know how much detail you want to go into this, obviously, but like, you know, the brand of PokeRev has grown tremendously. We talked about this last time that I was in Jersey hanging out with you and Ryan, just kind of like how big your team's gotten, the vision of like what PokeRev could be or what you want it to be. And, you know, you've had your brothers on your channel. You know, you've got, it's become a family business at this point, right? You've been able to create opportunity for your brothers. Your wife, obviously incredible, Mama V, like, she's the rock star, being able to allow you to do all this, you know, support. You know, your dad, you have so much going on, but you know, it's become this beautiful opportunity for all these people around you. What does that look like? What are the dynamics of the PokeRev company? Can you share a little bit about that? Because you know, people don't see all the work that goes into this. They just see, I mean, they know about the editors at this point. Everyone knows YouTube, but everything else that goes behind the scenes, like, talk a little bit about that.
Sure, man. Yeah. I mean, I like to bring opportunities as many people that, you know, I can, and, you know, whether your family or your friends, which basically any friends that work for me are their family to me. Like, at this point, like the trust and communication and everything to do, like, honestly, it's like one big family right now. I'm not set up in a way where I'd prefer yet, but I want to get there. But yeah, I mean, right now we have a team of 4 editors that do all the different editing on my channel. Yeah, so like shorts form. Yeah,
that's already a lot,
right? Yeah. But it's like, if we want to get a bunch of short form content out, I like to have them as good as I possibly can. So it definitely takes a lot of time on those. So, but yeah, 2 editors that'll do the short form content, and then 2 editors that'll do like the long form content. So we got 4 now, and then like a whole other team of other people that do, whether it's like stuff in like the warehouse type stuff with PokeRev packs and things like that. I think we got like 5 employees, and then I also have like a PR slash assistant slash slash manager slash.
That's new. I think that one's new. Is that one new?
Yeah, he started. Yeah, he started like last year, like late last year, like September,
Okay.
I want to say. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's like just having that. That's the only way that I can do the different things I want to do, but also be able to have like the family time and time for other things and just like content 24/7. Because if you're especially making videos every single day, if you don't have everything like streamlined to like the T and like dot the I's and everything, you're just gonna be 24/7. Like, and there was a point when I was like that, and I was like, I gotta figure this out. So slowly figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I used to like edit my own videos earlier on, edit my own videos and everything like that. And it's just like, by the time you get to figuring out what you're going to film, to filming, to editing, to uploading, to thumbnail, it's like the whole entire day, and then you're like done. So I quickly realized that you need a team for that. But I guess expanding like further on is, I really want to, I'm actively searching now for land to build like this really cool like PokeRev like HQ type deal, where it'll be like it's definitely Mr. Beast inspired, because he has like the massive warehouses with like the crazy teams, and like he's just gonna like set up something like a set in a certain section of the warehouse and have like another video going on. Like the big dream is to like have this whole like HQ for like building the inventory, the PokeRev packs, the team, the offices, the shipping, the videos, have separate studios where, like say you're coming by and we're like, we'll film like a video or do a podcast in like one of the booths or one of the studios and do the collabs that way, and just kind of just expand the content, because obviously there's only so much you can do in a 10 by whatever 10 by 10 room or whatever size. It's not even that big.
I was worried I was going to have to pry that one out of you, because we talked about that, and it was like a very interesting idea, and I didn't know. So you're still actively looking. You haven't taken any action yet. Like you haven't found it. You haven't, because like the PokeRev compound just sounds like a great idea.
I have like my builder guy, and I have like my like realtor guy, and we're kind of like we're searching, we're looking, and we're like, but I haven't made any big commitments yet on anything, and we're kind of just trying to like, because it's obviously a big move, and like I overthink everything more than you could ever overthink anything. So I'm like, I'm dragging my feet a little bit, but I'm also like just trying to be smart about it and make the right decision. So I'm excited. I like, because there's so many different things you could do with like a studio, and I don't know, dude. Like we could do something where it's like hide booster packs, like all over a certain area, or like like a giant like 30 acres somewhere, and like people got to do like a huge challenge, like these big challenge videos, and find it, and then winner gets like a base set box or something crazy. Like I want to do stuff like that eventually. Like I really want to do cool stuff like that too. It's just it's like you just kind of slowly get there. So we'll see.
I'm gonna have to move back to Jersey, dude, and do it right this time.
I mean, dude, I live in Jersey. We might have a position for you. I'm saying.
The PokeRev's gonna buy out the podcast after one episode.
Yeah, dude.
But it's no, it's crazy. I remember, I've been over a few times. We've shot some videos. I think at one point I was on the most viewed video. It was a short for you at one point. But you've moved out of the Poke Cave. You're now in the Poke penthouse. And I feel like you've already kind of outgrown it. I mean, those banners in the back are probably taking up half the room at this point. But it's really I'm excited.
Yeah, I've had collabs with people in here, and they come in, they're like, it looks way bigger in your videos. I'm like, no, like you got to sit down, like pretty much right here is where you're going, and that's it.
I mean, you'll have to. It's going to be It's gonna be the Poke Vault. I mean, Poke Vault's out there already, Sean.
Yeah,
But you're
Pokeball.
gonna build an actual vault at the compound and upgrade from the cave.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Speaking of like you mentioned events and now Poke Vault. Card party's coming up. I think this will probably. I plan on having this posted on Friday, the day that Card
Oh,
Party
cool.
starts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the first time we ever met was 2019 Worlds, which was in DC. You were able to make that trip. You and Ryan drove down together because it
We
was
drove
like
there and then we
couple
drove
hours.
home.
Yeah, the same day. But I don't think. Have you been to any other events since then?
uh,
Oh no, we went to the
the
National
pop up.
together
Oh, in the
and the
national.
pop up shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been
Okay.
to a couple. Yeah, but not like I'd love to do conventions more. It's just obviously it's just a time thing and a
Yeah.
travel thing. But
Yeah, it's tough. I'll be going to a lot of them this year. But yeah, dude, Card Party looks insane. I still don't know what to expect. I mean, the whole Pat Flynn story with the circle of you and him, and we can touch on again. But I remember you saying that you used to watch Pat Flynn before Deep Pocket Monster because what was he, like a financial guy? What was he doing?
Yeah, it's
that you were
smart
watching?
passive income. It's called.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, I've been following him, like not even really watching, yeah, but mostly like on his website and newsletter thing since I was like probably like 20, 21 or something. I'm like 33 now. And I showed him the email. I went in and I was like, because like I don't know if he's gonna believe me. So I went through my emails and I typed in Pat Flynn. I went to the oldest and it said like 2011 or something. And I sent him like the screenshot of all the emails and he was like, "Oh my god, you weren't kidding." I was like, "Dude, I told you I've been following you for like over a decade."
Because
like,
yeah, then Pat made his way into your lives, and then he started just overtaking YouTube comments as Pat Flynn with a blue check mark. I had him on my podcast, and then he started Deep Pocket Monster, which has since blown up. I mean, he's created this whole new storytelling vibe to Pokemon content. Posts like a high quality video once a week or so. He's hit the trending page, top 25 or whatever. Maybe top 10 at one point. I don't know how high he got.
Yeah, I think he was top 5 for one video.
Was
honestly,
he?
Yeah.
And now he's running what's going to be probably the event of the year with Card Party and having so many Pokemon content creators there, other content creators as well, out in Anaheim. I really don't know what to expect because it's a card show, but it's also like a networking event with businesses, and then there's panels. Like I'm doing an investment panel with a couple people, and then content people. Like, I mean, what your schedule is probably crazy. I don't know what he's got you locked into, or maybe he's letting you be free. But what do you think this event's going to be like? Like before it starts, I'm curious what your thoughts are on it in case it's completely different than mine.
Yeah. I think, like you said, it'd probably be the event of the year, honestly. I mean, obviously, you think of, like the event of the year, you probably think like Worlds to like, so that's probably way up there.
Sorry, yeah, Pat, number 2.
Number 2, yeah, almost. Worlds is kind of hard to beat, It's like, but yeah, so it's definitely. I think it will be, just because like, I know Pat, I trust Pat, I'm good friends with Pat, and a lot of people are. And you just as soon as I saw him come into the community, I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be doing some big things. He's very smart. He's a great guy, and he's always there to help people out. And so I think he knows what he's doing, and he's very, very capable with his team and him and having the relationship with everybody in the community to know, what we can do, what we can avoid, and what kind of experience you can create for people, for guests there to have a good time. And I mean, dude, like he's got all of us there that are like, my goal when I go there is to make sure people are having a good time. Like that is, I wrote that down. And like, it's the same thing with like, a lot of people there too, like Ryan too. He's like, I'm gonna make sure everybody's having a good time. And that's what we want to do.
Ryan's gonna cause some chaos at the same time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I think it's an event for the community, and the community, the content creators, collectors, whatever you do, players. Like it hits everybody. Like because there's literally tables for people to play in tournaments and stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so it's for everybody realistically. So it's just seeing it, and yeah, it's like I don't think he's missing on anything, dude. He's got like all the vendors, you got all the big companies going there. You got, and this is just year one. I'm sure it'll probably
Right.
be, probably a reoccurring thing. So like, I can't
Yeah, no
imagine it.
doubt.
It's just can only get better from there. So I think it's great, and I'm really glad to be a part of it. So
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. The list of names on there is so like vast. I mean, we got Swolepoke to go to, so it'll be a nice
yeah,
little reunion. The four of us, me, you, Ryan, and Jeremy. So
yeah,
we'll have to enjoy ourselves, open some packs. I know Ryan, like I said, Ryan's gonna want to cause some chaos, throw packs at people, and I don't know what else he has planned. But are
he's
you gonna be like
bringing.
vlogging or anything? I mean, I kind of feel like everyone's gonna walk around with a camera, but
Yeah,
um,
I mean,
are you
it's
bringing your video guy?
yeah. I'm bringing. Well, two of them are coming, and yeah. So it's really like the content side of things. It's a little tricky because we did try to do content at the last convention.
Hmm.
Um, it's just like it's a little tricky with the crowd and everything like that. And I will say this: if you can blend in easier, you can do it. You can do the content. So
Yeah.
I have like a problem like blending in unless I'm just like unless I have a
Oh yeah.
disguise on. You know what
No.
I mean?
Yeah,
Because
you get stopped
it's cool. I love
every
interacting with people,
step.
but like there's no way you can really do content in that sense because we tried it and we had to scrap everything because it was impossible. The only
Hmm.
way I could really do content would be just like a vlog style of just filming the day and going around and all the stuff we do. But
Right.
any
You've been
any
doing
other
a lot
kind
more of that.
of what's that?
You've been doing a lot more of that lately. The vlog stuff. You've been going out,
Yeah,
filming in your car,
yeah, it's cool to get out.
doing stuff like visiting your store. You were just with Ruxin, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Doing going to the top rated
Yeah.
card store in Jersey or whatever. Is that? Are you enjoying that? I mean, not to. I mean, to watching it, I can see there's still a little bit of like uncomfortable. Like vibe coming off of you. It's getting better. Is that
Yeah,
something you
yeah.
want to keep doing? Like, are you enjoying that?
Yeah, I am. I'm always like, I get uncomfortable like sometimes easily. I don't know, it's weird. Like I'm just like
Uh,
a introvert,
it's tough.
like naturally.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough enough at doing it in front of a camera at home, but doing it in public, it just
Yeah,
like you just shut down. I can't do it. I
yeah,
tell myself all the time, like, oh, this will be great. I'm gonna vlog going here, and I
yeah.
can't even pull the camera out.
Because we went to a table like that was like off to the side, but there were still a lot of people in there that saw us in there, and they saw us filming and stuff. So there was like actually like a decent amount of people that were watching on the other end that you couldn't see. So I was
Yeah.
sitting there like, oh no, like my introvert is showing. But yeah, it's fun. I like doing that kind of stuff. Gets you out, gets you like hanging out with the community and talking to people, and yeah, that's what it's about, man. And if I could do videos like that every day, I would love to do it. It's just hard to get that set up and have the time to do that kind of stuff all the time. So when I do those kinds of videos, I thoroughly enjoy doing them.
Yeah. Do you miss like the collecting side of things? Are you sad that you're opening so many vintage boxes and you're not able to? I mean, you never really graded much or collected graded cards,
No, I never really
but
did them a lot.
but are you missing that? What's going like? How is your mental health
Yeah, no.
with the Pokemon hobby? Because
Yeah, I mean, no, it's a
like,
serious topic, dude. It's like, yeah, I mean, just in general, like, it is a lot, to do videos every day. It really is. And, um, it takes a lot to be able to sit down and film a video every day and to, feel passionate about every single video. Like, there's definitely times when I'm like not really feeling it or not really feel like opening up whatever it is, like, whatever, like, whatever modern set for like the millionth time if I've like already explored that set a million times. And but at the end of the day, it's like I still have to I think to myself like, okay, I'm doing what I love and I'm able to do this. I'm going to keep doing it. And if there's a couple days out of the month and I'm just not really feeling it, it's fine. But I always try to sit there and come up with better ideas. It's all about the idea for me. Like if I can come up with something or somebody like comes up with something and or sends me something that's really like exciting or weird or different, then I'm like all for it. Like I'll do like some really weird videos. Like somebody sent me a
the
dad and a
candle one,
kid. What was that?
opening packs with
Yeah.
candlelight.
Yeah, that one. A dad and a kid YouTuber channel sent me like it's like a jelly bean challenge, and it was like the funniest thing ever was like I had to get a certain amount of points every round for pulls, and if I didn't, I'd have to eat one of these jelly beans. And the jelly beans there's like there'll be two red ones, they look identical, or like say two yellow ones, they look identical. One will taste um like buttered popcorn or something like that tastes good or whatever, and then the other one will be like rotten egg, and you don't
Right. So
know
like
which one it is till you eat it.
those Harry Potter trick
Yes,
beans.
yeah. That's I
Okay.
was trying to think of what they're called, but
Yeah.
yeah. So it was like a fun challenge, and just like random stuff will keep me like having fun, even if it is like not the most like common thing that you'd see people do, like a challenge with jelly beans. And new sets definitely keep me going. They're fun because it's like you get to open up something that you've never seen before. I mean, those are always super fun. Um, and yeah, I have
And
fun.
that yeah, and that, I mean, you haven't slowed down that part at all. I mean, again, like talking about the business side of Pokemon and buying and selling, you've had distributors or a distributor, forever, for as long
Yeah,
as I can remember. Are you slowing that down at all? Are you still maxing out allocations? Are you
yeah.
getting
Well,
as much as you can?
yeah, um, because of PokeRev packs,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I go. We have so many packs that we need. I mean, every month we probably need uh like 50,000 packs a month, and that's spread between like a lot of it's modern, but there's a lot that's like XY Sun and Moon, Black and White, and WotC and all that stuff too. But yeah, we like for poker packs, it's pretty serious amount of packs. Like it's a lot of
Yeah.
packs.
Are you
And
struggling at all with inventory yet? Has it become difficult?
no, because there's a
That's good.
there's a company that I buy from that they're they're crazy. They literally will buy like the Pokeball, the Pokeballs that come with packs, like 3 packs or
Yeah.
whatever that are in them. They'll like they have like a huge team of people. I don't know how many people they have, but they got to have probably at least like 20, 30, 40, 50 employees, and they'll literally buy like products that Pokemon is just sitting on and just can't move. They'll buy like they bought 250,000 Pokeballs, 250,000 Pokeballs, okay, and they get him like I don't know how many like how many skids could that be? 1,000 skid? Like it's got to be
Yeah.
like just ridiculous, like beyond ridiculous, beyond anything you've like can even fathom seeing. And they break them all down, and then they sell the packs. So they'll have like whatever, like 30,000 Evolving Skies packs, like 20,000 Chilling Rain packs, 20, or however many, and they break it down, and I'll buy like huge chunks of packs because it's straight from sealed product, it's straight from Pokemon distributor, and they'll buy like all the products that are sitting around like Build and Battle stadium boxes. Like Pokemon has like warehouses of this stuff that it just is sitting there
Yeah.
like so much, and then they'll break it down, they'll just piece it out.
Yeah,
So
I've been able to, like, this last, so like the reason I've taken like a hiatus with all this content and stuff is because the past 2 years I've been working like at startups within the collectibles world, and it's taken me from, I've been able to meet and create relationships with just about every collector, content creator out there, over the love of Pokemon and collecting and all that, like yourself and Ryan and Rhyme Style and all the collectors like Swolepoke and all the Instagram people, right? And but these last 2 years has been more like business focused, and I've had the opportunity to start meeting with these types of people who are maybe not distributors, but they're just really really big buyers
yeah,
from distributors from the Pokemon company, because they make a lot of product and not every distributor can soak it all up. And I've met some very interesting individuals and seen some crazy inventory. So I think you're probably talking about somebody different, but yeah,
you never know.
I'm walking through these warehouses that these guys have, and they have multiple skids, pallets of evolution boxes and Flash Fire and Call of Legends and all this stuff from back in the day. Not
Yeah.
that much of the WotC era, but
Yeah.
it's really incredible the level that you can take this card business to, that people don't even realize. Like, there is definitely a ceiling buying 250,000 Pokeballs and
Yeah.
getting through that amount of product it seems like a headache. That's way too many. I can't believe they're breaking down the product.
Yeah.
But that's awesome to hear. So
Yeah.
for people that are looking to do this type of stuff and want to get a bunch of product, there are not
You just
just
have to
whales,
buy
but
like 250,000 Pokeballs and you're good to go. Fill your whole house with them so they're busting out of the windows and you're like, like people drive by and you're like, what's that?
yeah,
It's
the
what it is. Like,
rolling all.
yeah, it's like you go to the stores and you see product on the shelf, but you don't really see what's out there, and it's stuff like for whatever reason, I don't know why, but Pokemon still doesn't. They still don't make the correct amount of products that people and consumers want to buy. Like for some reason, they still make like they'll still make like like I don't know, I'm like exact numbers, like just like millions of build and battle boxes, and it's like they know they don't really sell them because like you're only going to get a certain amount of people that want to buy that kind of stuff. Most people want packs. Like at the end of the day,
Right.
you want pack. Like most people want packs. Once in a while, people you'll grab like the collection box because you get like the cool promo cards and stuff if it's a good box. But I get that they make the collection boxes because they get higher margins on them because they have like all the little extra stuff that they can mark
Right.
up, and it's just like a card, but they can get more for whatever. But yeah, I like they started doing the booster bundles. I don't know if have you seen those?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
are
are
nice.
great.
The six, yeah,
Yeah,
6-pack booster bundles. But yeah, I mean, that's exactly the reason the margins are probably so much
yeah.
better for them on that
But still, like with
on
the
those
build and
collection
battle
boxes.
boxes and stuff, and like the whatever else, like they just have such a big like backstock of them. But I guess they realize eventually that they'll move them because people will buy them and do whatever they do with them, break them down, and
Yeah, people
whatever.
will need
But
the packs eventually, so they'll just go after that, throw all the
yeah,
trash out. I mean, that's such a
it just feels
like,
like a waste,
it's got to be such a huge like, I want somebody to make a video, do a bunch of research on the waste
Yeah,
just from Pokemon, the cardboard, the plastic. It's absurd, man. Like,
yeah.
they haven't slowed down at all. I thought they haven't. Their collection boxes have way too much plastic.
Well, dude, you get
And
like card shops will get the collection boxes and like they'll end up just breaking everything down because people don't want to spend that price on for Pokemon cards. Like people don't want to spend $25-$30 on a collection box and get 4 or 5 packs when you could get like double the amount of packs loose. So they have no choice but to break them down and then then just load out the cards on whatever TCG Play or eBay or whatever and just move them singles or and but then you have like 5 million V-Star markers, like the little V-Star bat, dude. I would like chuck those things at the wall every time I get them now because I can't take them anymore. It's like, but yeah, I feel like it is a lot. It's definitely a lot of waste. It's a lot.
Yeah, someone could start a business for like solely Pokemon recycling and probably be quite successful.
Yeah.
Are you are you still like running a buy and sell card business? Because I did look at your eBay the other day, and it looks like there's fairly modern graded cards up there.
Yeah.
Are you still kind of having a side hustle of buying and selling cards because you open so much? Are you like what is that like? Is somebody doing it for you?
It's real. Like the backlog of stuff that I have that I want to sell is like 3 or 4 storage units, like big size storage units of stuff that I cannot sell because I don't have the infrastructure or team right now to do it. But I still will grade cards, and it's gotten a little more realistic because I have basically how I've been doing it right now is, well, I haven't sent anything to PSA in like probably 8 months now. It's been pretty bad on like I have so much backlog, but what I'll do is I'll just take like the best whatever, say 1,000 cards that I have for the last year, and I'll grade all those like 1,000 or 2,000, and I'll have different themed submissions because like I got to think about the content too because if you're just sitting there and you're like, I have 500 PSA cards, and you're just like, there's this one, there's this one, there's this one. It doesn't work. So I'll send all shiny Pokemon, and I'll say I graded all my shiny Pokemon. Then I'll do another submission, and it'll be like all of my Wizards of the Coast Hollows, and then I'll do another submission that's like all my OC or miscut cards I graded. So I'll divvy them up like 10, 15 different ways. So that gets me like 10, 15 different videos. And then the cool thing now is that I'm not like endorsing any grading company or anything right now. I'm just like, I just use PSA pretty much because that's what I've used forever. But they have it where they take the photos now. It used to just be if you spent like $100 on grading a card, you get a photo. And I was like, can you just do it for every card, please? Because like, and so they eventually did, and now I have it where I just, I'm in constant communication with my assistant, and I'm like, hey, we got a submission back. There's 200 cards. All you do is log into my PSA account, click it, boom, all the photos are there, front and back. It's amazing. It's amazing now. And then he just goes to town, and he's been in the hobby for probably longer than me, so he knows everything about prices and all that stuff. So I trust him fully with it, and he'll just list them. And I still have to fulfill, the orders myself and stuff like that. So it gets busy at the end of the day when I'm still like shipping out graded cards and stuff. But that's pretty much all I'm doing for selling stuff right now is just the graded cards that I can send in. But there's so much more
to help him out. There's plenty of I think there's multiple people building like software that can essentially just scrape the images from the site and auto list on eBay. So that could help him out, save some time. If you can, So that's pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people are getting like access to the backend API, whatever, of PSA and CGC. So they can get higher quality images. They can have, more direct access to all this stuff so that they can do that. I don't know how it's done. I'm not technical at all, but it's being done. And
I'm sure, with the API. And I know they have it for the auction house. Like they have it linked where you can just click it. We'll just send it all, auction it off, and then you get what you get on there.
So it's become like, I mean, the industry of buying and selling cards has gone crazy. I mean, I don't know how out of touch you are since you're just making content all the time now, but
I'm just as a content creator. I'm not a collector anymore.
Like, I mean, you've got I'm sure you have all these guys knocking on your door to do sponsorships and all this stuff, but the world of like trading cards and sports and all that has turned incredibly corporate. I don't know if you know of Fanatics yet. Fanatics is buying up everything.
Don't they do something else?
They do sports. Like sports. So they own all. They're going to own all of the licenses for the major sports. NHL, MLB, NFL, NBA. They've bought Topps, which I still want a Topps Chrome Pokemon set to come back out, Series 2 at least, or like a Johto, Lugia, Topps Chrome. They have like a gambling arm. They're starting their own live auction stuff, but they also do trading cards with. I think they own Zero Cool, which did V Friends, and it did like there was a Jackass, and there was whatever random pop culture stuff that they wanted to get into. So, like the whole world of trading cards is going to change quite drastically. I'm curious to see if Pokemon will feel any pressure from it, but I doubt it because Pokemon's a beast. But I'm really curious to see if they can find a way to collaborate with Pokemon and start doing other cards again. Because I know you have your Topps, your Chrome, your other random stuff. You love that stuff. I know you've opened up a little bit of it. I don't know how that's gone for you in breaks and all that, but that Topps Chrome set.
I opened a Chrome box for myself, and then I opened a Chrome box on a break. Yeah, I was like going Chrome crazy for like a month.
That helped me sell some Chrome cards actually. Once you posted those videos, it definitely boosted the views on my eBay for my Chrome cards. Have you thought about like getting heavier into the investing side, the Pokemon side, since you've been so successful now with YouTube, or is it just like you completed your collection goals, you're focused on building the PokeRev brand, you don't really care so much about the investing side? Um, like
No, I wouldn't say I don't
what's
care
going
about
through
the
your head?
investing side. It's just like a time thing, dude. Like I would
Yeah,
literally, it was sitting the other day thinking of like, okay, how can I, expand the team? I'm like, it would be nice to have a buyer. Like I would literally, if I had a buyer and they could, you know, find those deals and all that stuff and that I would be buying probably more stuff. I just don't have time. Like, and the stuff that I do buy, uh, most of it is going into either PokeRev packs or, openings on the channel or break. I don't really do breaks that much on my channel anymore. I'll do like one or two a month now. I used to do way more, but I pulled it
why is
way
that?
back. What was that?
Why don't you want to do that anymore? Is it
Um,
because you need the product for PokeRev packs, or you're just not
I like
enjoying it?
to
Like, look, okay,
I like to
the
differentiate myself as much as I can. When I see like it kind of becoming like super, when I see everybody doing something, that's when I stop doing it. If that
well,
makes
they all
sense.
copied you.
Well,
Everybody
like,
copied you.
there was
Like,
a time when I was the only person doing it, and I was like,
yeah,
it was like kind of like my thing, and I was like, and I don't like, I love like people, I love when people are able to live their dream and do their thing and everything like that. It's cool. Like I'm happy that it inspired people, but
yeah,
um, I like to like jump out of the crowd and then reassess and say like, okay, what can I do now? And I'm glad I did that because then I started doing other things and I started doing like the normal upload content, the shorts, and
hmm,
then I started doing the binder completion streams. Um,
yeah,
because before would have been like, okay, I'm just gonna do like a bunch of breaks for people, and I'm like,
hmm,
everybody's doing that, and it's
yeah,
not as rewarding for me or fulfilling, or just feel like I'm doing something that it's like you think of the channel, you think of PokeRev or PokeCave, you think of this like. So then that became like the binder completion stream thing when it's like, okay, like the new sets comes out, Rev's going to sit here and crack open 2,000 packs and lose his mind and see if he can complete it, but he's going to be missing one card because that happens every time for some reason. I can't. I'm always missing one card. But so that started to become my thing, and I haven't. I can regret I haven't done it on the last couple sets because of like
yeah.
a lot of things. Obviously, it takes a lot of time and stuff like that. But I would like to do it on the Paldea Bob set that just came out. But yeah, it's pretty much why I haven't been doing breaks as much anymore. It just I just like to keep like I said, keep adapting, keep trying new things, and yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
cool.
mean,
I love
like
watching breaks,
I
so I don't mind it.
like during that time of you doing a lot of breaks, we talked a lot, me, you, and Ryan.
Yeah,
Um, and we chat after your lives, go over things, and I was really involved, like just in the Twitch world, just watching and trying to connect and all this stuff. And at that time, there were all these deals happening, people going to YouTube, going to Twitch, all these
yeah,
contracts, and I mean, you had the amount of viewers in a live that some of these guys who were getting multi-million-dollar contracts had.
yeah.
And I don't. Did you just not have any interest in being a live streamer, or was it? Yeah, what was it like? Why didn't you go after being a live streamer?
Um, so I remember all that was happening so quickly, right? And it was like everybody was signing deals, everybody was all over the place, and it was like people were approaching me that I didn't even know. And I remember you told me, and I was like, "Who's that?" Like, oh, okay. Like I didn't realize that because I wasn't in the Twitch world really. Um, but yeah, so like at that point, I was like, okay, should I like start streaming on Twitch, or should I like? In my mind, I thought YouTube was going to just take over everything. They're just going to, they take over the live streaming game and all that stuff. And I wasn't confident. I wasn't really confident with Twitch. I just felt like they were going to eventually fall apart. Um,
Hmm.
I'm glad I didn't go with Twitch because like I've seen what's kind of been happening with them and it doesn't look too great right now. So I'm glad
Yeah,
I stayed the course with YouTube. Um, and I feel like I did become a streamer, but I didn't necessarily sign the big contract, you know what I mean, and get the exclusive deal to stream 40, 80 hours a week or whatever you need to do to kind of get that that contract. But for me, you know me by now. Like, I'm very hesitant to get in any sort of like deals with companies or anything, and it kind of just goes back to like my it's weird, but it goes back to like my mentality of just like wanting to do my own thing and just kind of like not have a
Right.
single person or company tell me what I can and can't do, or to
Hmm.
be somehow associated with a company that might be doing some weird stuff that you don't want to be associated with. Not saying any
Right.
companies or anything like that. I'm just saying. So for me, it was always just like,
We can name a few.
yeah, we could name a
Just-
lot, but yeah, it's like that's and I just like
it's
doing my own thing and grinding my like figuring things out and grinding it and I'm not self-made. I don't think anybody's self-made, but I like to
well,
ride my own road and kind of do my own thing. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I probably could have like got in and talked to some execs and tried to figure out a contract with YouTube or Twitch or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah,
So you're still overly humble, but but yeah, no, like it's taking the dream that you created, that goal you had, and then just destroying it by essentially becoming a 9 to 5 employee in a
yeah,
way,
yeah,
for someone else. So
yeah,
I mean,
man,
you still technically are you're like you
yeah,
work for YouTube.
I do.
Like
It's not like my own like yeah like streaming service or something like that. I'm not like
yeah.
I'm still tied to companies, but yeah, I just like to ride my own wave, man. I don't know. Like, I think if a company approaches me with something and I'm like, okay, can I do that myself? Can I hire people to do that in house? And can I do it
Hmm.
better?
Yeah.
And usually, I feel like I can for a lot of the things. Like realistically, most of the things.
Yeah.
Um, so there hasn't really been anything that's been like, oh wow, like I need this company or I need this whatever person to be able to achieve this thing. And it's always just
Right.
been, oh, I could do that. And like I said earlier, like I'm not money motivated. Like I don't like if somebody presents me like I've been presented so many different things like
Hmm.
contracts and stuff and whatever like big payouts for stuff and I've always just declined it because it doesn't motivate me. What motivates me is like all the other stuff that I said and um if you're just gonna throw like a big sack of money at me and like tell me to do this and this, I'm gonna probably say no. So
Yeah.
like so get ready for me to probably say no.
Yeah. People don't understand that you're happy.
Yeah, it's
you're
just
you're in a good place. So
yeah,
no,
I mean, I'm grateful,
it's
and yeah, it works for me. So I
like
like to stay true to
yeah.
myself, and if I have to change anything, like my morals or my whatever, like to for like a pay, it's not happening. So
Yeah. Like
yeah,
that's the thing, man. It's you deserve this. Like you deserve to be where you are because of your work ethic. Like you say you're not self-made, but like your work ethic is insane. Your your morals, your disciplines, like you're here for a reason. Like you deserve it. So it's really incredible to see you get this far. And I've said this to you before because I will always come to you when there's opportunities because that's what I tied myself into because I feel like it's a
yeah.
good friend thing to do. I'm sure I annoy you, but
No, no, no.
it's frustrating in some ways, and I see it from others. It's like, why doesn't Rev just sell out? He could be, he could coast, he could do all this, but I get it. Like you're enjoying what you're doing, you're enjoying that the journey. You're able to support your family. You're
Yeah,
happy. Like it's it's really like admirable, inspiring, and I mean the whole content world has changed where um, like you guys have so much value. You see Mr. Beast doing it, building his own everything, his own burger shop, his own whatever. Like he doesn't need McDonald's to sponsor him. He's gonna do it himself and do it better. So it's amazing that you had the foresight. I mean, to and again the discipline to stick to the way you are, and it's obviously been a huge reason why you've been so incredibly successful on YouTube and in
well,
Pokemon and in life.
yeah,
You
it's
know,
just all the people, family, and that helps shape you and teach you these things,
yeah,
and friends like Minu and Ryan and like people that you're around all the time, and it just Yeah, dude, and like no disrespect to people that do that kind of stuff. It's if it's
Oh,
within
of
their
course
morals
not.
and stuff, and pays the bills and it helps out, and you're whatever. Like I have nothing against it whatsoever. I think it's cool like
Yeah,
when people follow their dreams and that's the way they can make it work. And yeah, it's just
yeah.
different things
Taking
for different people.
sponsorships is
Yeah,
by no means
no,
not a moral thing. It's
I have
but
tons of
like
friends that do that, and yeah,
yeah,
it's like, but yeah, there's always like one or two like companies or things or ideas where you're like, huh, what?
yeah, yeah. A little they can be questionable for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's normal, but yeah, dude. I mean, I have plenty of friends and content creators and stuff that have taken these sponsorships and they've done really well with them, and they've it's worked out good, and they are able to get in with these companies that can build out different ideas for content or products or whatever it is, and it works out nice. It's just yeah, I kind of go with like you said, like the Mr. Beast sort of like mindset of things. Like, okay, can I do
Yeah,
this? Can I create this company or this brand or this idea myself, and then try to pursue it myself? And I don't know, it's more fulfilling for me than somebody just handing me like a contract and like saying this is what we're going to do, this, and we just need you to sit there and smile and like what I mean. It's
yeah,
not for me.
yeah. So I wanted to knock out a lot of the Pokemon stuff
Yeah,
early on here to talk about, but this question's more so for me probably, but maybe some people will find it interesting because I'm really curious. I mean, I'm at that point in my life. I'm 30 now. Um, what's it like being a dad, dude? Do you like you again? I've known you now for. I mean, you share your kids on social media, so you have a couple kids, three kids now,
handful. Yeah,
um, and uh, I've seen you build again incredibly successful business while maintaining um, a beautiful family, being a great dad, taking them on trips and doing everything you do. What's it like being a dad? Like,
yeah,
I
man.
just
No, it's a cool
I want to
question,
know.
man. It really it is. Yeah, it's because you don't like unless you like have experienced it, you don't really know. But yeah, it's the thing that I'm the most proud of. Like 100%. Like everything else can go to the side. It's like just having a family and like it's just a completely different experience. Like as soon as I guess like as soon as I hit 30 or like late 20s when I started, we started having kids and everything. It changed everything. It changes your priorities. It changes how you view life and stuff, man. It's like, like you would do anything for your kids, for your family, and like no questions asked. Um, like if I had to stop YouTube tomorrow, I would stop YouTube tomorrow for them. Like it's that simple. But it makes life a lot happier, and it makes the reasons that I do things are a lot more geared towards them and their future. But yeah, just simple things like bringing your kids to school and stuff is like it's just like it's hard to explain. And you just just giving your kids a hug and a kiss and stuff. It's just completely yeah. And it's like that. I'm like in my 30s, man. So I
Yeah,
think you're like your 30s, dude, because it's just like a
I'm
whole
excited.
yeah 30 like
I've got the
20s were
niece and
cool, but
nephews,
yeah
and I get a little piece of it. It's not nowhere near the
yeah
same, I'm sure. But has there been
similar though.
has there been a career day yet at school for your
It's
kids
just
to bring you by? Has that happened
uh,
yet?
no, and I was thinking about that the other day, and I was like, or like, yeah, bring your kid to school day, or no, bring your kid to
Or
work day,
daddy
whatever.
daughter dance,
Yeah, yeah,
career
yeah.
day, and all that stuff? Yeah.
That stuff's coming up probably next year for my oldest. She just turned 5 recently, so
Okay.
she'll be yeah, kindergarten next year. She's in preschool now. Then my second oldest, Leo, he's going to be starting preschool this year coming up. So yeah, that stuff will be interesting. She already
Because
told her
I mean,
teacher dad knows all the Pokemon names or something because they were reading a
yeah.
book, like they read like books in the class or whatever, and they were reading a Pokemon one, and she couldn't pronounce the name, and Amelia was like, "Oh, my daddy knows like all the Pokemon names."
So they have no idea yet.
No, yeah,
Maybe your oldest, the friends, the circle might recognize you, but it'll probably be a few more years. Because one thing that I do, one of my proudest things that I do is utilize my friendships with you and others to make other kids happy. Because I have a lot of friends and people that I run into that have kids who are huge fans of Pokemon, and They don't know who I am, but they'll talk about, PokeRev or Leonhard or Real Breaking Nate, especially. He gets a lot. And I'll just FaceTime you guys so you can say hi to
Yeah.
them. And, you're very good at answering that. And I'll prep you, of course.
Yeah,
But,
no, that was fun. Yeah. Dude, like,
I always appreciate that from you guys, from you especially, too. Because it just makes their day, makes them so happy. It makes me look cool too.
yeah, you're like, oh, let me just call one of my buddies here. It's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Real Breaking Nate. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I mean, she got like Amelia gets it now. Like, she's starting to really get it. Because like, we were in Disney World and like she was just like, Daddy, how come everybody knows you at Disney World? And I was like,
I didn't even
'cause we
think
went
of that.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, it just like it was just funny because like she just kept saying like, wow, everybody knows you here, Daddy. And like I explained to her, I'm like, like it's because, well, they watched the video, it's like, oh, so they watch your Pokemon card videos? Like, yeah, they watch the video. It's like, oh, PokeRev. And like, yeah. So and then like,
That's so cool.
yeah, so she's really getting used to it now and like just being like, okay, like, so people watch your videos. And like, so she was at dance class last week and like she was sitting there waiting with Veronica, and like there was a girl sitting there like probably her age, and she was like with her mom, she's like, oh, can I watch the new video? And the mom was like, yeah. And then she turned on, and it was like me, and I'm like, this is a booster like, and Veronica was sitting there, and she was like, oh, are you watching PokeRev? And she was like, yeah. And then Veronica was like, she's like, oh, that's my husband. And like the mom just was like, she just laughed like, what are you talking about? She was like, really? Like, really? And she was like, yeah. And then she's like, no, I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. So it's funny, like, because it's in everyday life now. It definitely, it's crazy to see, because I still, like, at the end of the day, I'm just a guy that opens cards on YouTube. Like, I'm not, yeah. Like, and I know it's like, because you know me before YouTube, right? It's like we didn't just become friends when I'm on YouTube or anything like that. Right. So at the end of the day, it's just, yeah. So it's weird. It's always a weird thing to me. Not weird, but just like I'll never feel like I'm like this like
it doesn't
special
seem real
person. Yeah, it's like surreal, and it's just yeah.
But you handle it gracefully and obviously have the right intentions and goals in mind. So I can't wait for my nephew to. I mean, he's just on YouTube constantly watching. He watches Dude Perfect. So he's doing bottle flips all around the house.
Oh, the challenges, nice.
Yeah. So he'll be 4 soon, and I had him in one of my videos at one point when I was filming a while ago. But I'm really excited for him to. I mean, he's going to get into Pokemon. Like every gift he gets is going to be that I give him is going to be Pokemon related for his entire life. So he better.
Yeah,
like it.
When there's like a kid, whether it's your kid or like a nephew or something, you're like, oh, if only you knew what your future holds for you. Like you're about to be in the world of Pokemon like you've never imagined. Like,
yeah, I just got to be careful though, because I have a decent amount of stuff at my brother's house. And if he gets to the age where he starts just opening things, I'm gonna have to hide it. So
safes,
hopefully
doors with codes. You could put like a code door, like if you have it in your bedroom or something, and it's like you have to have the code to open a door, and
that helps
for the whole room. It's that's stuff true. Like that.
Yeah, that's true. I got one of those for my office here, but
they're great because it's like it makes it so much easier. Like when I was a kid, I would be sneaking in rooms. It was just so much easier, dude. All you had to do was just get a stool, grab the key from the top of the thing, and then just figure out how to open it, and you're in.
Unbelievable. So are you so did you get stopped a lot, like for real at Disney? Were you more popular than Mickey Mouse? Or
no, I'm not that popular, dude. I'm not Mickey Mouse.
I'm gonna do a Disney trip the Monday after Card Party, or a Disney day with Jeremy. So we'll have a bro date at Disney. I don't know if you're around, but
I was stretching my time away from home a little too much. I wanted to stay that Monday, but we're out early, so
okay. All right.
I mean, you were in Jersey, like pretty close to me, so
yeah. Yeah.
We should have took advantage of that a little bit more. But
A lot more. That
yeah.
was on me though.
It's all right, man.
Yeah, it's all
It's
right.
life.
Stuff happens.
Stuff happens. Yeah.
But what about Japan? Are you considering Worlds? I booked my trip already. I'm gonna be out there for like 10 days.
You're going. Oh man.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks.
it's a lot though, dude.
If I was at a different time in my life, I'd be going. I'll say that. Like, it's just
Yeah.
it's a lot tougher with a 1-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
Just to get to like Florida for us is like very, very tough, and that's like a 2-hour flight.
Yeah.
And like I can't be gone home for that long. So for Japan, you have to go at least minimum probably like a week, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
all right. Because you almost went to London. Right? We talked about that before it all got shut down and pushed 2 years back. But
yeah, London would be cool, man. Yeah. But I think Japan, like that's on another level. If we're talking like Pokemon.
Yeah. I think it'll be one of my last like big trips, Pokemon wise, probably. Because it is just getting to be too much, and I want to be more settled.
You're going a lot of traveling, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, enjoy it, dude. You know why you are.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I guess you get to the point where you're like, I just want to chill out a little bit and not travel. Sleep in my own bed.
Yeah. Exactly, dude. It's been I've traveled so much more than I ever would have imagined in my life because of Pokemon. It's been so much fun. But yeah, man, that's probably a good place to close it out. I really appreciate you again coming on and recording, doing this for me to get my podcast up and running again. It's been way too long. I've missed this. This has been a joy, dude. I miss these conversations. So thank you for hopping on such short notice, taking your time out of your day and doing this.
Yeah, I'm always there, man. If you ever want to just talk and have podcasts and do whatever, I'm always down. Like I always try to make time for you, man, because we've been friends for quite a while now, and like true homies are the ones I feel like that I knew before I was even on YouTube. So it's like, it's a little different. People that I've known before YouTube. So you're definitely a special friend to me. So
thank you, man. I appreciate that. I feel the same way. You and Ryan done a lot for me, business wise, personally. So that friendship that we have is definitely special. It's real. And I'll make my way back out there. We'll have to plan something because I miss hanging out with you guys. But I'll see you in a week, so we'll get a little bit of time together at least.
Exactly a week from today, the recording of this. So
we'll see each other today when the video is dropped.
We're at Card Party now. If you're watching this,
that's right. We're at Card Party. Everyone go. If you haven't booked your flight, you can still make it.
You can still make it.
But that's going to do it, guys. That's episode 1 of the PokeRadar podcast, revitalized. I don't know if I'm coming up with a new name or new logo or anything yet, but I got the merch.
Got the merch, you got the camera, you got the setup, you got the new software we're running here. I think it's
that's right.
Yeah, you got a lot of going.
I hope it worked.
I think so. It looks good.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, Nick, have a good one, man. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you soon.
You too, brother.